So much to be thankful for, Gilbert. Good evening. How's the day? How's the going?
Good evening, Ponsak. On a thankful note, so much I agree with you indeed to be thankful for. Good evening, listener, and welcome to the show.
Yeah. Well, I think the first we should begin in Plateau State. Last week, the Transition Implementation Committee Chairman of Kwampan, Honorable Christopher Manship, he did something very peaceful. First, he is, as a human being. And then the second thing is that it shows how he wants to provide quality leadership so that Kwampan, the good governance that is going to continue because if there's a now they have they have to deal with the trust that is already been affected bruised, but nothing is impossible, especially when it comes to human beings. So huge kudos to you, and may it not stop here, Honorable Christopher Manship.
And I was like, wait a minute, it's Kwampan local government.
Yeah.
Because usually nothing gets to be heard. In fact, regardless of whatever forms of attacks are taking place anywhere in Plateau State, you rarely can hear that Kwampan local government is in the news. And I was like, oh, that was... Some other persons would have thrown a deaf ear, and not even paid any sort of attention to that, and would be talking about by now an escalation of tension and all of the negativity associated with problems like that. So it's really remarkable indeed.
Yeah, so continue the good work. The chairman of Kwampan, that is Honorable Christopher Manship. Well, what stories have kept you busy today? Under his term as president of Nolgen Plateau State, quite remarkable, Comrade Arandong McQueen. And for me, the award by this youth group, doesn't come to me as a surprise. He has really meant
sports. It's whoever that wins.
Yeah,
that you take sides with.
Yeah.
So that's what life is all about. When people excel and when people do well, it's always good. To appreciate their efforts because it will.
And his daughter.
His daughter. Yeah, basically all of his cronies, majorly his closest cronies, to say, have been tried for this particular charge, and unfortunately, his arraignment got stalled. Is going about fighting corruption, because as we speak, Yahaya Bello is still nowhere in sight.
Yeah.
Despite saying that he's going to, make himself available in court under certain conditions. Is that what we should be talking about, Ponsak? So,
with what they have done now, they have created inflation. They will still go back to increase tariff because of inflation, which they created. Can you see how people are benefiting from their own wickedness? So, comrades, we are here to make this statement clear that we are not just saying don't increase tariff, don't increase tariff. You can't increase tariff for nothing. Nigeria should work with the movement, labor movement, to see how we can improve the power being generated today.
We have listened to you, we have listened to the concern of Nigerians, and will make adequate case and representation to the policy side on the issue of affordability of tariffs. The Commission has issued a number of orders.
Well, glad is still with us. The program is Nigeria at Sunset on J101.9 here in Jos. My name is Ponsak Fanab.
My name is Gilbert Joseph.
Like I said before the break, we have an interesting guest. We can only get this guest once in a while.
Good evening, Ponsak, and good evening, Nigerians, and especially Plateau people.
It's good to see you on your feet because the news we read over the weekend for me was very scary. Maybe you tell us, what happened personally so that our listener will know, okay, this is what happened. Blocks, tabloids in...
as whether I am broke, I have money, I think people are afraid to hold opinions. But the truth is that on Wednesday last week, about 3, so they took me and we were on our way, and then the events were unfolding so rapid. I suddenly started losing consciousness. So they supported me and took me into the doctor's office. And as the examination proceeded, Thereafter, the last I could had was admission. So I nodded my head. So he said, a room where again, what my consciousness recorded was I saw an inscription on the door, emergency room. So I was taken in there around 4 o'clock. There was nobody. So I said, I needed something to cover myself. I am terribly cold. So that attracted their attention. And the hospital has admission deposit.
Oh, okay.
I said, 80,000 naira. Says, how can somebody who has been unconscious pay a carton by my side containing drips and injections that were waiting for the payment of 80,000 before they could be administered on me to transfer 80,000. So I was ferried into admission, and I went into unconsciousness again. They persuaded them much that I'm not new, which is true. I'm not strange in the hospital because that is my clinic. In fact, in the last 2 months, many Nigerians would have died through this same process. And that frightened me. Because I was imagining, assuming, so that frightened me. The second thing that also now frightened me was that, I mean, we move in this country with once abandoned because of 80,000. So what becomes of a well-meaning Nigerian who may not have even 1,000 of his own? And
Governor Mutfwang took oath of office 29th of May 2023. It's about 1 year since when he was sworn into office to serve a term of 4 years. And I don't know if you're still member.
I'm a very difficult human being, and people don't impress me easily because I don't even impress myself. So he has also compassion, and in my own judgment, he has some of the attributes of heritage, of course, this bridge
Utokan Bridge,
that has been abandoned since Jang left office. And the bridge has been, the part that has not been. I went to my friend's house in Redfield, and I saw road transformation going on.
The problem with it is that it's not done by contract.
Yeah, it's not done by contract.
So is that a problem?
Yeah, it's a problem because, you see, it has introduced something different.
Okay.
It's a Jang started it. Because Jang started it before he left office. It has not gotten attention.
And many even argue that you should have completed it while you were minister.
Well, we tell him, look, complete this road. But it's not done that way. That is a state road. And the federal government cannot just jump into it unless they have that distributed. This year was during Chief Solomon Lara, where common people were given fertilizers, and I saw them be. Many people went and diverted some of the fertilizers for sale in the market. But the worst that happened, which the governor admitted himself, was the palliatives.
Government at the center. What's, previously, of course, your relationship with the past government is obvious, and I think it's something you probably would have wanted to even touch on when you were speaking about the route around your house and all. Then, I had a good rapport, just like you, with Mr. President. But how has that transcended to the good that Plateau people would have wanted to see? Help us just to do a little comparison, or tell us what you see now as against
government. But it wasn't for the benefit of the people of Plateau State. And therefore, it translated into nothing substantial, because you cannot a federal relationship with a subnational government that translated substantially into democratic dividend. Now, the democratic dividend, which go Mutfwang, in terms of that relationship, we cannot assess him effectively. The reason is that he ran a battle center, even though maintaining the identity of his government as a government, a party in opposition. But we hospitals and clinics, cottage hospitals in the then Plateau, through that same relationship. So there are things the governor will do himself. Okay, let me also consolidate on this issue of the governors building a very robust leadership base that is gaining the confidence of the people of not even Plateau, but I mean the minorities in the north. When he was going to almost every leader from the entire north. So Christian leaders came from all over the north and they congregated, and what even belongs to you naturally, you will not get. So Mutfwang is building an experience. He doesn't have the requisite political experience that he doesn't have. He has leadership, but he doesn't have the requisite political experience. Have everything it takes in this state to be able to assert ourselves as a people. But this idea of trivialities, I mean, bringing trivial divisions within, had also destroyed us. Then the crisis has been so protracted. The crisis has given us a bad image. We cannot deal with the crisis by we and them. No. We must isolate criminals and deal with criminals. If we use we and them, we are going to differences. It's not the issue. Come together, and then the criminals will have a very clear demarcation, and we know that these are the enemies of Plateau. They may even be indigenous. I told the governor that, look, with which the criminals were attacking and how they identified their targets. I mean, these are strange people. So how did they know that Postag is a neighbor to me? And they could come and attack me. And the criminals have been trying to attack this village, but it has been impossible. It is either they come and the village, according to their own interpretation, national conversation in this country, we have not also been benefiting in whatever is happening in the decision-making process. So get for us as soon as possible a person of your choice from Plateau to sit in the Federal Executive Council and represent our people.
You can join the conversation 08121877777 or you call 0905566. I would say Solomon Selkap Dalong is here with us.
On Facebook, we are JFM Live, and on X, it's at JFM Just. But he'll tell us his party thereafter.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for calling. Straight to the point.
In Lalon administration, you come on air and tell Plateau people to ask Lalon where the money he collected for completing of Jos Zaria Road Stadium is. That he collected money, let Plateau people ask him.
Okay, no worry, kid. Maybe Gilbert, you take us through social media.
All right. Let's go to Facebook. I hope this works as soon as possible, because I see that there's a minimal challenge. All right. Oh.
All right.
Okay, just take the course.
Okay, we can squeeze in one more. Hello. 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 Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Hello. Good evening, Pompa.
Tell us your name.
Yeah. Good evening. want to commend the former minister. He has spoken well. I've been following him, even when he was still a member of the APC before eventually he dumped the party to SBVI. Destroyed, if you ask me. Politician. One thing with politicians, you are seeing a black, and a red, and you say, it's black. No, we should learn to have integrity. Not like the integrity of what your guest is even saying in the studio. Not in the show for the past 8 years. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Lalong has caused a lot of damage to the good people of Plateau State. He has been moving around.
On Facebook, Fakuka Gowon says, the federal government, I think, has done a lot by giving palliatives and so many other things to the state government. We're seeing them on ground, truly. That Ken Bamshak Lucas, good work going, Plateau State will rise again. Clems Dambi says, what happened with the honorable minister at the hospital was very unfortunate. The relationship between the state and federal government has been a cordial one, though from different political... Tell us the political party you belong to.
Well, I have listened to the opinions, and I want to thank the people for understanding the fact that, we need...
Close. In fact, at some point in time, you are his personal aide. Do you think that you are looking at Mutfwang, in that capacity to say, okay, here's someone that is going to emancipate, is going to salvage and bring all Plateau together in respect of your tribe?
Disappointed him was that the palliatives were taken to the market with his picture and sold. No governor will do that for you except an honest man. Falls as governor in so many capacities. And we can only do this by looking at the state and not our differences, political differences, ethnic or religious. No. I want to emphasize to them, nothing stops me from